So now we should start living in mindfulness. When? In our personal life, in our professional, when? Anytime, anywhere, with whom, in all our relations. Don't be scared, just start living in that state of mindfulness. That is what we have been understanding in the last few weeks session. And the most important thing is the purity of the mind. Purity of the mind, I can explain differently. The binding desire, you are living your life with the binding desire, impurity. Then likes and dislikes will come, anxiety will come, duality will come, problems will come. So you have to go through at least first 5 or 6 weeks, otherwise it will not work. You may say intellectually that it will work, but it will not. So binding desire causes the impurity, and unbinding desire leaves the mind in the state of purity. In the state of purity. Simple example again, understand that we cannot buy peace. Still, we have a binding desire. We cannot buy peace or happiness, but still we think we can. And that causes the impurity in the mind. When there is a purity, the mind realizes that it was a great mistake. What was the great mistake? We to change the goal as a means and the means as a goal. I believe you are getting it. The moment you change in your mind, outer expression is different. That comes later. So when I change the goal of my life as a means, and means becomes the goal. What is the mean? The wealth. What is the goal? Happiness. We know intellectually that the money cannot buy happiness, still we follow it. That is why I told you it is because of the impurity. You may be genius, but it will not work unless you follow the Eastern wisdom. Purity of the mind, living in discernment. Now I'm using different terms, but you already know it. Purity of the mind means living in discernment, dispassion, six treasures, and in intense desire for freedom, intense desire to realize the real self. That will bring a tremendous change. What will happen? The life becomes a joy of conscious living. What is joy of conscious living? The joy experienced consciously in the day to day life. From where the joy comes? From the unbinding desire. What the unbinding desire does? It does not change the goals as a means and the means as a goal. So we have also understood in the last maybe 2 or 3 weeks before. Do you still remember the kak chesta baku dhyanam? Effort like a crow. Never feel that I failed. You start from this year, make this new year. You make a resolve that I have to live into that. Come what may. I failed. Let me live it again. Kak chesta baku dhyanam. The focus like a crane. Pakodhyanam, swan nidra tathaiva cha, and the sleep like a dog. And alpahari grahatyagi vidyarthi pancha lakshanam. Alpahari, filter out binding thoughts, filter out. And filter also, you should have a measured diet. We will talk about this measured diet. We are focusing on the purity of the mind and the conventional methods of the purity of the mind. Conventional map. Purity is absolutely essential. So what people do, oh, mindfulness, 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes of mindfulness. I have been doing it. But without purity of the mind, mindfulness will never succeed. Not one master, all the 3,000 masters have said this, directly or indirectly. If you don't have the purity of the mind, mindfulness will not succeed. If the mindfulness does not succeed, the awakening does not take place, the realization does not happen. It is extreme, it is must, it is mandatory. So that is why the master says that we should start with a firm resolution that the moment I wake up in the morning, there is a purity of the mind. In the afternoon, in the evening, in the night, before there is a purity of the mind. You have to go through the previous lessons to understand what exactly is it is. And then you live. Every master says. So I'm teaching what the master is saying. I borrow their knowledge and I'm just explaining in my own way. Anyone may be a great scientist who may say that mindfulness is paying attention. Are you not paying attention now? Are you in mindfulness? I'm not going there, not criticizing. Without purification, nothing can be achieved, and because this purification pertains to a very deeper layers of the mind where the vasanas and the sanskaras, the past impressions, are accumulated. They must go away to give the mind a space where the real self will be reflected. The vasanas in the past impressions, it gives the shape to my personality, behavior, and attitude. You do not even think of it, but they will trigger your mind. And you will start reacting and becoming angry and upset, and then frustration and the fear. They all come from there. How many vasanas in the past impressions we have? We have trillions and trillions of impressions. So I gave a brief, just the name, I think, conventional methods, conventional practices for attaining purity. And then we will go for the highest method of purity of the mind. I tell you, we are already following the highest level of purity. But that I will discuss in the end. That is the way the teaching is done. So the conventional methods of the purity, the first is known as Yajna. I named it Yajna. My Indian friends might have thought, okay, then I will invite Pandit, I will invite a priest, and he will perform some rites and rituals. That is one meaning of the Yajna. Yajna is literally means translation. Second, Yajna simply means the sacrifices. With different items, we sit before the fire and we chant the mantra, we put those items, and that is known as a yajna. So we are not talking of that yet. I'll explain you. Second conventional method is the charity. Third conventional method is the austerity. Fourth conventional method is the japa. So when we will come to the japa, we will have few sessions of japa meditation. How it is to be done, what are the factors involved, and how to do it consciously. And when you do it consciously, you will go deeper. And the fifth is known as the pilgrimage. We will understand its essence. And the sixth is taking a small vows that it helps to purify the mind. So now come to the first one, Yajna. What is Yajna in a real sense as explained by the masters? Yajna means the areas of contribution, paying gratitude, and contribute. What thought is coming to your mind? Yajna means to connect the world at different levels of your activity, and you contribute, you pay gratitude. So when you contribute mentally, emotionally, and pay gratitude, so that ego which has been strengthened while living our life since birth dissolves. Connecting to the existence consciously at physical, uh, mental, emotional level through the world of activity. That is also known as the yajna. One yajna I've already told you that it's a kind of rites and rituals that you bring in all those articles. You call the priest and who sits there, chants the mantra for an hour and prays for receiving the wealth, billions of dollars from the god. That is one way. But here, the actual meaning of the yajna is contribution. Don't worry about it when I say contribution. Your mind might be thinking in a different way, so I'll make it clear. Contribution, paying gratitude, connecting to the existence consciously through the world of activity. Why? To help prevent the mind to follow the past impression. To change the pattern of thinking, speaking, and acting in day to day life. To minimize the occurrence of the suffering and the grief. To change the mind and move it from the impurity to purity. So, how it helps in loosening the grip of past impressions, crazy thoughts, negative attitude, and behavior? How? By connecting consciously to the world outside, inside our mind. Are you getting it? Say yes. How? By connecting consciously to the world outside, inside our mind. And connecting consciously means we should appreciate the world outside. We should pay gratitude to the world outside, helps us in all our achievement, accomplishment, and the success. All our achievements, success, prosperity are related to the existence. How? Sometimes we say we are a self made man. I'm a self made man. From where you are self made? Who made your body? First, let us start with the body. Who made your body? I am the most beautiful. Oh, really? Who made you beautiful? Whose contribution is there? So from there we start understanding the yajna. Who made you beautiful? Who made you intelligent? First factor may be parents. Second factor may be the cosmetic industries. Where do you buy the products? We don't see that. We separate ourselves, we create as if I am the center of the world. It will not work. It has never worked for anyone. So Yajna says that I have to extend. I have to understand all our achievements. I'm just explaining that what Yajna is. So once you are very clear, then we will follow. There are 5 types of Yajna. All our achievements, success, prosperity are related, connected to the existence. I just gave an example of now I have $1 million in my account. Did you get it at the time of the birth? Or it has come from the outside? The existence that is manifesting is a word, it has come from it. Am I ready to contribute and pay gratitude? No. You are building the impurity. You are increasing the level of. We should raise awareness. Now you see, I'm coming to gradually to make us understand what exactly is this yajna. When we raise awareness of the sun, the 5 elements that created the body, breath, mind, intellect, and ego. First, I should raise my awareness that my existence, my physical existence, my mental existence, my emotional existence, it all because of these 5 elements, including the sun. I see that I am an individual with a name and the form, but it is nourished by the world outside, taken care by the material world. So I start connecting myself emotionally and mentally. I should become aware of it. I should raise awareness of them so that they support us in our journey of the self-discovery. After all, why we want to reach to the highest state of meditation or awakening and realization? To return to the same world, to live in peace and happiness in the same world. So why shouldn't I start connecting myself to the same world, not with a binding desire, but an unbinding desire, in order to loosen the grip of that binding desire that causes the impurity, I have to start with an unbinding. So this is one conventional method. Did you understand? Little bit, but again I'm saying, yajna means contributing, being grateful to the existence through my thinking, speaking, and acting in the material world outside so that I get connected to the material world of people, of place, of locations, of relations with an unbinding desire instead of a binding desire. Now, my honey is crazy. Before you say that, find out is it a binding or it is unbinding. Let my honey be crazy. I should live in unbinding desire. So his craziness does not, her craziness does not affect me. Are you getting it? In that way, you are contributing. And with anyone, mom or dad or sibling or son or daughter or friend or anyone, you are just free. You are contributing. I'm just giving it's a very subtle. At the same time, it is the easiest to do. Yesterday, you fought with a member of your family, you wake up in the morning and now you don't want to say good morning. You're not contributing. You're not contributing to the world near you. Can you get rid of it? Can you venture? Can you take an adventure? Desire. So understand that. Understand why the master has created this conventional method. which can work anywhere. Uh, you see, the desire is a bridge between the material world outside and our mind to be happy. So let the desire be there. You remove that binding, the bondage in that desire. So when you remove that bondage, the relationship is always good. We are contributing. Helping others is another way. How you help others if you have a right knowledge. For the couple of months, I would say 3 to 4 months, I see that Terry has never complained about the maid. Not because of the maid, because her mind has changed. That is another way to contribution. So you are ready to contribute, pay great. You're ready to contribute. You are always grateful to an opportunity in the world outside of people, place, relation. Are you not supporting me? Everyone is supporting. So it is not only supporting by the wealth. You are helping me to express these ideas and the knowledge and the wisdom. Sometimes people say, I cannot pay. I say, don't pay. You are helping. You are supporting. Helping others, being grateful. Continue. It means I am mindful of doing the good karma, with the right attitude all the time. And that is possible all the time. The moment you wake up in the morning until you retire to the bed, because we are interacting with the world. Whether it's an interaction with the world of people, place, nature. That is a brief introduction of the yajna. So it will become more clear. There are 5 types of yajna. There are 5 types. There are 5 types, and that we will understand the first one. 5 types. Let us pick up the one understand in a different way. I think I discussed a couple of months before. Check these 5 elements. Are we aware of the 5 elements? The space, air, uh, fire, water, and the earth. None of these 5 elements send bills to us every month because they do not sell. Sometimes if you have a free session, that guy may not be good. He's just doing it for marketing. We don't create a sense of purpose in our mind. Are you getting it? So that is why we take it for granted here in this space. Think if there is no space, can I speak? Can I move my fingers? I'm not grateful to this space. I'm not grateful to the air. Air goes in and it doesn't come out, gone. Air goes out, it doesn't go in. We take it so lightly. Why we take it lightly? Because of the binding desire. So what the binding desire? It builds a ego around. I am the center of you. You should be grateful. You say to the air that you should be grateful that I am breathing. So the five elements do not send the bills as we use them at every moment, our existence, our life, our thought, our speech, our action. We are not grateful. They are contributing to our life, physical life, mental life, emotional life, for peace and happiness. So if I'm consciously connecting to these five elements, means I offer gratitude to all of them. Gratitude to the sun. I Let me, if I remember, then I will tell you. Uh, there is a verse. Any morning I wake up, I stand up. Where I stand up? I stand up on the earth. Which I say I stand up on my in my room. But basically, it is a part of the earth. Am I grateful to the earth who helps me to stand up and walk? Am I grateful to the air? Am I grateful to this internally, mentally, and emotionally? So when you think like this, you are emotionally connecting to it, you are paying a gratitude. Otherwise, this mind is constantly caught up with its own thought of desire and binding desire. So you wake up in the morning sun is very good, the temperature is conducive, and still I am stressed. Still I have a lot of challenges. Because the mind has to go back to those challenges. What is the result? Result is the impurity of the mind. So that is the power of. There is a verse where it says that the moment you wake up in the morning, you touch the earth with your hand. It's a physical, it is not required. You all are wise and intelligent. So it is not required. So initially, for the kids, we used to teach them that not touch, feel the touch of the air, feel the space. Don't rush to go anywhere. Just become aware that I exist because of these five elements: my thought, my speech, my action. Their contribution is 90%. And what should be my contribution? I simply remember that I fight with you only because of these five elements, but why should I fight now? Which through the binding desire. Is your mind appreciating the wisdom, the way our masters perceive the journey of the self discovery in connecting ourselves with the entire existence? So, this is one way only out of the five ways. We will also talk about the other four different ways how this yajna can help us in changing our entire life. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed and body is settled. So you have to check consciously. There is no struggle with the body, with the breath, with the mind, with the position of the body. The struggle comes from inside, in the mind first, and that takes the form of a thought, and that thought has to do something with the binding desire which causes the impurity of the mind. Being comfortable, looking at the neck joint being there, feel sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Being shoulder joints being there, sensation, comfort, and steadiness. And after the steadiness, you are aware of the space. Moving the mind on the hip joint being there, feeling the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. The entire body. You are aware of the entire body. You are also aware this body is nothing but a composition of these five elements, and you are grateful. You just remembering is grateful. Ego does not want to remember, caused by the impurity of the mind. I'm making it very simple, plain, and straight. I'm not invoking the complex principles. I'm grateful because I'm able to speak. I'm able to use this body composed up of the five elements. It's not mine. You just simply remember. And that is the way you are contributing your remembering. Not only during the practice of meditation, all the time. Should I use this body to fight with anyone? To commit a violence? No. You see, that understanding has to be. So now, being carefree, the thoughts are coming and going, let them come and go. Unwanted, uninvited thought comes. You are witnessing them, and at the same time, you are ready to replace. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Let there be a well-being for all. You are remembering, you are realizing, you are contributing. Now see how the ego dissolves here. Let there be a well-being for all. As a father, you are taking care of the kid, or a mother. Now you build your ego. I have taken care of you. I have brought you up. Are you really sure? Because the state of the well-being is already present in all the living species. It dissolves, it melts away our ego. You are contributing. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Let there be a peace for all. Consciously you think. Your mind says someone is fighting with you and you keep quiet. You're contributing. You are aware. You are grateful. And then you find the right way, the right method to approach. I can give you millions of examples. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. That peace is a common factor present in all the living species because the mind is not able to understand. That's why it is looking for peace outside. We will understand later that peace and the calmness is a property of the space, experienced by the mind. But you say, no, I am in peace. But then the real self is of the nature of the peace. Once we discover that, we realize that. Sarvesham Puranam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Puranam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Puranam Bhavatu. Let there be wholeness and a completeness in all. We are complete. Because of the binding desire, we find we are incomplete. If existence is whole, and if the existence created all of us, then we are definitely whole. Anything created by the whole, must be complete. Oh, so the mind comes in between and it says you are not complete. So then it creates a binding desire that results into the impurity and the past impressions. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Let there be auspiciousness for all. You already know it. Auspiciousness. Auspiciousness is present in all locations, in all our relations, in all our actions, in our daily life. It is only possible when we are grateful and contribute. We have to contribute. It's a purifier. Now we will go with another purifier. We have been doing 2.5 minutes for each. So first check. Awareness of the body. Steadiness is maintained. You are looking inside the forehead in the space. There you are dropping Om Shanti, Om Shanti, mentally, emotionally, and now you are ready for quick and short breathing from the chest until I say you to stop. Start. You inhale, expand your chest. You exhale, contract your chest. Continue quick and short breath into the chest. Om Shanti continues in the body. Remain in the state of the steadiness. chest breathing I said, Om Shanti I said, body steadiness in the body continues. That I said, that comes when we contribute and we are grateful. If we are always complaining about the body or the mind, that doesn't work in this journey. And stop this, do nothing, recognize, accept the changes in your experiences. All these experiences are the result of the interaction of these five elements. If these five elements are not there, it's none of your experience. Forget about it. You may claim anything. You see how, at the very subtle level, we want to connect to the existence through the word by thinking, speaking, and acting. And now, Om Shanti continues. Start with the belly breathing. You inhale, the belly goes out. You exhale, the belly goes in. 90. Why 99%? 100% contribution is by these five elements. We don't realize it. We don't want to remember it. Why? Ego, impurity of the mind, binding desire. Continue. You will understand how the mind triggers you, changes the direction. You stop the breathing. No, you need not. And stop it. Did you stop before the completion of 2.5 minutes? It is the binding desire in one way or the other way. We do nothing now, we experience the state. Recognize, accept the changes that you are experiencing now. It is not the breath. Behind the breath, it is the interaction of those five elements. It is your mental state, it is your attitude, it is how you contribute during the practice of meditation that works. So we are going at a very subtler level, understanding the subtle details, and now is the time. Looking deep inside, you are continuing with Om Shanti and start breathing, both from the belly and the chest. We have yet to move to 3 minutes. That's why I'm stressing again and again. I believe you understand. That's why I'm saying continuity, commitment. I'm attending all the sessions, not skipping. No, I'm very busy. Continue. Long in the hissing breath, both from the belly and the chest. We are using it as purifier, but if the thought is not right, intention is not there in the mind, you may feel, oh, I feel very fresh, cool, and calm. So every time you feel fresh and you want to feel fresh and calm, you have to do this breathing, which is not possible because you are not engaging the mind with this step, with the practice. It will not work. Continue. We are doing it for 2.5 minutes. If you are not able to do even for 2.5 minutes, you need to do the practice again and again. Now leave that step also. Start breathing deep, silent and slow. As you inhale, mind moves from the crown of the head inside to the tailbone, singing longer this time, not dropping. Om Shanti in the space. Shanti ends at the tailbone or during inhalation. Now you're exhaling. Mind moves from the tailbone, singing Om, rising, reaches to the crown of the head. Shanti in the space. When you are doing silent breathing, the level of awareness of the mind goes up. You are doing a slow breathing, the mind gets naturally focused. Then what happens? You are singing Om Shanti. You are replacing the past impression which you do not feel now. But as you continue the journey, you will find it. Yes, it is happening in my life. And stop this deep, silent, and slow breath. Allow the breath to return to its natural pattern. The body remains in that state of, I would say, motionless state is there. The breath is moving naturally. You are not interfering now. You look inside the cave of your heart in the space. Triangle. So you're moving the mind on the each side of a triangle, dropping Om Shanti clockwise and anti-clockwise to check consciously that the mind does not have any distraction. You're doing a couple of times clockwise, anti-clockwise, you find there is no distraction. And that is the right moment to look inside the center of the triangle, pushing the mind by singing Om. Mind seemingly stops deep inside. You drop Shanti. You find a state as if a state of nothingness. What is this nothingness? What is silence? As if nothing is moving. It has nothing to do with the thoughts are present in the mind or not. That silence is in another dimension. That nothingness, that self-absorption, that is what the self-absorption. So when you find any thought or abiding desire or any impression or experience is causing some disturbances or distraction, no worries. You return again, you move the mind again on the triangle. Shanti. Do nothing, remain as you are. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside. Know your experiences, bring the hands down. How are you, Stephen?
Good. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
I found the lesson to be extremely interesting. And in the start of my meditation, I found myself reflecting quite a bit on myself and my contribution that more so what the last week has looked like. I'm trying to work on not going back further than that in my reflections. So, which is all good. And certain points about it hit me, and I understood it completely. And I found that I was in a very small, when we always talk about this meditation and the space and the expansiveness of the space, and during that point, it was just really in this small, tight space while thinking about this. And it was after the fast breathing that it just all went away, and all the thoughts just stopped. And then I hit a moment of confusion, because when I was in that second set of the belly breathing, I had moments in which I did stop breathing. And I heard you say something about the binding desires, and I didn't understand that. Because I felt that the space was starting to expand at that point. And it was just full of thoughtlessness. And then you said that, and then it made me start thinking again. And it wasn't until we got to the triangle that everything just went away.
Yes. It's a journey between the binding and the unbinding desire that causes the impurity, and ultimately we are blocked for a few seconds and then it goes away. Anything that we do not understand or anyone does not understand, I'll be talking about this yajna, the first conventional method. So it is not that we should practice only the highest method. We should continue practicing these conventional methods. So any doubt that you should, obviously asking the questions and becoming clear. So what I said is that if there is a binding desire, that breathing pattern will be interfered. You will get an interference from the mind through the binding desire, causing the impurity. So that's why we are not able to do it. But gradually, they may trigger any time. Let them come and let them go. So our focus should remain that we should keep on doing it. We should keep on doing it. And think this week, think in contribution and being grateful. Grateful, first part is to the five elements. How I am speaking because of the five elements. How the body exists because of the five elements. It is not going to the gym that the body exists. So I am connecting myself to the existence through the world of activity. Am I making clear? That is what the real yajna is. It is known as yajna, it is also known as yajna, literal translation is sacrificing. So we will delve deeper into that part so that the life will change. And I can tell you, if you live into that state of contribution and the grateful, we get rid of unfavorable situation, including the physical, mental, and the emotional pain easily. That we will understand slowly. So that's very good. So how are you, Brandy?
I'm
I'm
good.
good.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
My experience was a little bit similar to Stephen's in that when I was breathing, I realized I was kind of having trouble breathing, and I started reflecting, and I realized I was reflecting on time. And I was like, oh, time's the factor here, right? And it was a little bit elusive. And so I just offered gratitude for the, I mean, just like not even for time, like you're in it, and you're right, if it's spread out, it just, and I was able to breathe and go a little bit deeper. But I realized that one of my snags right now is this idea of time. You said something about money during the lesson. I was like, yeah, and
Yeah.
So it was an interesting sort of
Yeah.
part of the process.
Brandy, you are right. Very small, tiny thought causes a greater impurity. So that greater impurity caused by a tiny thought can be dissolved by yajna. I'm just remembering. I can give you hundreds of examples. I used to do it the same way, but now the things have changed. One guy told me I cannot pay, so don't pay, but attend the session. That guy or a girl, is not attending the session, so what should I say? So what is the factor? The factor that you are caught in that idea of the binding desire. That is why you express that I cannot pay. I don't pay. Who is saying? So the teacher, it helps the teacher to check also and to understand also. Understand its own way. How are you, Terry?
I, my voice is very low.
Let it be low. Go ahead.
I experienced a lot of, sensation.
Yeah.
Sensation. The idea of gratefulness for existence is very familiar to me at this point in my life. I know that is true.
That is true.
I'm experiencing shaking during the talk in the afternoon. talking, breathing, but I also observe the thoughts and difficulties as thought.
Yeah,
I saw them as thought.
yeah, that's a good point. Whenever your mind says I should be mad at my maid, think,
Well,
oh, this maid is teaching me endurance, and
yeah.
then speak to her.
Every day is teaching.
Yeah,
If I were alone here,
existence through this world is guiding me to live in the state of the endurance. Let me repeat what I want from the maid and get the things done,
regardless of the
regardless.
I do live in a state
Yes,
of endurance
yes,
and gratitude.
yes, that is gratefulness. Have you seen gratitude? You cannot see it, it is purely subjective,
But
but I can
I
feel it.
kind of improved a little bit in the breathing.
Yeah, yeah,
Just a little bit. So that's good.
that's good.
I'm very tired today. So I'm shaking.
Once the session ends, you do the practice again. Your tiredness will go away.
Ah,
Yeah. How are you, Ashok? In the meantime, if you have any question regarding the topic that we discussed, you can ask the question after once we cover all. Yes, Ashok.
Sir, it was very good and peaceful and feeling very light
Very
and
good.
very light and understanding this point. This is a effortless journey of the meditation. It is effortlessness.
Very good.
When settled, when we settled, mind settled, everything settled, and there is no things to do.
I'm not comparing Ashok with anyone, but you can see his progress. Very good. Wonderful, Ashok. You are doing good to yourself, not to me. Anyhow,
Thank you, sir.
to me also, you are contributing. How are you, Sam?
Good. The breathing took me to a very deep space, dark space, and then I felt a enlivening feeling from the experience with the triangle today.
Good. Wonderful. Yeah, it means, there was a kind of self absorption, and that is obviously going to bring about a definite change. How are you, Kate?
Morning, everybody. Happy New Year. Grateful for the lesson. Interesting letting go of what seemed to be a situation and finding the gratitude in it.
Yeah, we should be very clear gratitude and contribution of the Eastern wisdom is totally different from the gratitude, what we think and what we rationalize. Otherwise, it should be very clear. No, no, I have heard the word gratefulness, so I'm grateful and I'm contributing. No, it pertains to the existence through the world of thought, speech, and action. It has to be understood, contemplated, and reflected again. And the goal of contribution and gratefulness is the purity of the mind. Otherwise, we can say, I'm grateful to you and you are fighting with me. So that is another approach. No, that approach we are not taking. How are you, Samir?
Sir, I think that my right thinking is solving my wrong thinking.
Yes,
The more right I think, the more wrong thinking means loses control on my mind.
that is
And
discernment. That is viveka. You're right. You're right. That's a good point you made. Let me think rightly. That is another contribution I'm making. I'm then grateful. Again, I'm trying to convey the masses of the masters, be very clear. Contribution, gratefulness, all the time is the essence of yajna. The conventional method goal is the purity of the mind. You are right. When you say that I am right thinking, wrong thinking do not exist. It exists in the impurity of the mind. Are you getting it? Not everyone, I'm saying to everyone. Wrong thinking exists because of the delusion, because of the likes and dislikes. Try to connect everything. For the last couple of those sessions, we discussed about the impurity of the mind. So when you are able to connect all the dots, oh, you say it is so simple, it is so easy. Yes, uh, yes, Vaibhav.
Sir, I'm good. It's like when I'm able to calm myself, bring myself at peace, then whatever the impurities are, they drop down, and I see that there's more to a situation than what I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
And it will make that situation go away in some time, and it remains calm and peaceful.
Beautiful. Yes, yes. That's another way to understand that. Do you have any question? Anyone has any question about the today's topic? I will go deeper into this topic. Yajna simply means contribution. Why I am not able to contribute? Because I have created a center in me that has separated me from the world outside. Clear? So the moment I separated myself, the ego is there. The moment the ego is there, the impurity will be there. And where the impurity will be there, the binding desire will be there. So every time I experience the silence in meditation and disturbances outside. So you are still keeping that ego in you. Whether you say or not, it doesn't make any difference. Now I'm silence and mindfulness inside, but outside I'm disturbed. The moment I return from the meditation, what kind of a meditation it is? I think, yes, Terry, you want to ask something?
If you have a desire for it to become effortless,
Yes,
is that a binding desire?
desire to be calm, which is effortless, it is unbinding desire.
It's not binding.
No, it's not binding. Because when you are in the state of the calmness, the mind is not seeking anything more.
Not to be calm. Desire for it to be effortless.
It has to be effortless. And that effortless will come through the contribution and gratefulness.
So that's non-binding.
That is not binding.
Okay.
You fire made. Why don't you understand? It is a binding desire. What is unbinding desire? I have to get the things done by the maid. Oh, this maid is not understanding. Let me have a level of endurance. Let me repeat my instruction again. It is unbinding. Because with a binding desire, anger will be there, stress will be there, duality will be there, delusion will be there.
Well, I mean the effort of the breath.
Even with the effort of the breath, you are doing the breathing, you have the mind is focused that I'll be doing it for a couple of minutes, and now that breath is not dictated by any other thought. One thought is that I am not able to do it. You have done it many a times. Why you are not able to do it? Okay,
But-
today I have done until this point. Tomorrow I will increase the duration.
Right.
But if I have done it yesterday, why I can't do it today? So I have to rethink, I have to contemplate and reflect.
I have a desire for that to
Yeah.
be easy.
Last point, think this before we have a next session. Just sit down, even think for 5 minutes. In what way I contribute and be grateful to the existence through my thought, speech, and action in the world of relationship, in my personal, professional, social, and family life. Now I have already thought of it, then ego is working. Simple. You may say or not. Now I know it. Ego is still working. There is no end to the contribution. There is no end to the gratefulness. Are you getting it? You refuse me to give something, I am still grateful. You give me too much, I am grateful. Is it possible? It comes through the mind. And that is the essence of today's the first conventional method. That is all for today, my friends. We